the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Susan every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Naval Forces Central deploys tugboat to deliver relief goods to northern Cebu. Second ID moves troops to strengthen security and sustain peace in Mindoro. Earthquake-affected families now over 150,000. Rice farmers to get 7,000 cash aid in 2026.
Hello to everyone, especially to our troops at Camp Emilio Ginaldo in Quezon City. Today is Tuesday, October 7, and this is AFP Committee News, your source for the updates on the armed forces and other developments across the country. I am Rob Susan Abba here to bring you today's stories.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
For the brief overview of our news, Naval Forces Central mobilized all available assets, including the Philippine Navy Harbor Tug YT-027, to deliver relief goods to northern Cebu yesterday. The tugboat assisted BRP Dagupan City in docking operations, while simultaneously transporting aid from various partner organizations to Maya Port Daan Bantayan. The operation aimed to reach island communities affected by recent calamities and facing transport challenges. Commander Joselito de Guzman commended the mission as a display of the Navy's adaptability, resourcefulness, and commitment to humanitarian service.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The 2nd Infantry Division facilitated troop movements to maintain operational readiness and balanced force deployment. Soldiers from the 68th Infantry Battalion were deployed to Mindoro to reinforce security and peace efforts in the province. The deployment followed the unit's completion of the battalion evaluation and capability program. Meanwhile, the 4th Infantry Battalion returned to Camp Kapinpin to undergo the same program, ensuring mission-ready forces across that division.
Armed Forces Radio.
Some information from AMI about BRP Agta delivers construction materials to typhoon-hit Masbate.
The Philippine Navy's BRP Agta LC-290 successfully delivered 44.66 tons of construction materials to Masbate to support rehabilitation efforts after Typhoon Opong. The vessel departed Mandawi City and arrived at the port of Masbate for unloading. The mission, conducted with the Tanging Yaman Foundation, demonstrated the Navy's commitment to humanitarian service and disaster response. Commander Salvador Lavape Jr. affirmed the Navy's dedication in aiding communities in times of need. This is Ami reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Ami.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The local government unit of Mansalay, 203rd Infantry Brigade, 1st Infantry Battalion, Romanek and Stream jointly conducted a relief operation in Barangay Manaol Oriental, Mindoro yesterday. The activity aimed to assist families affected by the recent typhoon while celebrating Indigenous Peoples Month. Local officials, soldiers, and party organizations distributed relief goods to show solidarity and government presence in remote communities. Organizers emphasized that the initiative symbolizes unity and hope for residents recovering from calamities.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Bravo Company of the 89th Infantry Battalion joined the Lake Pinamaloy Eagles Club in a community outreach program in Barangay San Nicolas, Don Carlos, Bukidnon. About 60 indigenous people children received school supplies, slippers, and food packs during the event. The activity also featured a feeding program that fostered joy and connection among the young beneficiaries. The initiative showcased the spirit of bayanihan and partnership between the Army, local government, and civic groups in uplifting communities.
Armed Forces Radio.
From PAFC, Mogdat is here from Shan about Philippine Air Force assist in the delivery of relief aid to earthquake-affected communities in Cebu. Go Shan!
The Philippine Air Force, together with the Bureau of Customs, Department of Finance, and the Office of the Civil Defense, helped deliver relief goods to earthquake-hit communities in Cebu on October 6, 2025, from Villamor Air Base, Pasay City. A PAF C-130 aircraft carried 100 sacks of rice, 56 emergency tents, over 1,000 assorted tents, and 50 mobile power units. These supplies will help meet the basic needs of displaced families and support ongoing relief efforts in the province. The Philippine Air Force reaffirms its commitment to serve the Filipino people through the timely humanitarian assistance and continued support to disaster-stricken areas. This is Sean Berganyo reporting for AFP Community News, One AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Sean.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Marine Battalion Landing Team Force swiftly responded to heavy flooding and landslides caused by continuous rains in mainland Bonggao, Tawi-Tawi. Marines led rescue operations using vehicles and equipment to reach affected areas in coordination with local officials and disaster teams. They evacuated trapped residents and provided immediate assistance to ensure their safety. MBLT Force quick actions saved lives and restored hope among communities while monitoring nearby municipalities for further emergencies.
DWDD National News.
And now for our national news, the number of families affected by the magnitude 6.9 earthquake that rocked Bogo City, Cebu, and nearby areas has now reached over 155,000. In its report, the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council said of the 155,094 affected families, or over 540,000 individuals, are from Central Visayas. Of the total number, 405 families are staying in 4 evacuation centers, while 7,357 are seeking temporary shelter elsewhere. The NDRRMC also said 72 people were reported killed and 559 others were reported injured. But these numbers are undergoing validation and verification.
Armed Forces Radio.
From NOLCOM, let us hear some information from Joanne about 91st IB extends relief assistance to storm-affected families in Aurora.
Sinagtala Battalion of the 7th Infantry Kaugnay Division, Philippine Army, actively participated in the distribution of food packs to families affected by Tropical Storm Paulo in Dinalungan, Aurora. The relief distribution was conducted in partnership with the local government unit of Dinalungan and other uniform agencies. The cooperative effort showed the governments and uniformed services outstanding interagency collaboration and dedication to serving and protecting communities in times of disaster. As a partner in community resilience and nation building, the 91st Infantry Sinagtala Battalion is unwavering in its commitment to maintaining peace and security and humanitarian service. This is John Sagak reporting for AFP Community News, One AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Juan from NOLCOM.
DWDD National News.
The Department of Social Welfare and Development has sent more than 200,000 family food packs in Cebu as the agency's first wave of augmentation support to 12 local government units hit by the 6.9 magnitude earthquake. DSWD spokesperson Assistant Secretary Irene Dumlao said that as of Sunday, they have released 203,708 as initial aid to the LGUs affected by the earthquake. She added that in just 5 days, the Visayas Disaster Resource Center has produced and dispatched food packs to immediately respond to the needs of the affected communities. Recipients of the food packs were the LGUs of Daan Bantayan, Bogo City, Medellin, San Remigio, Tabogon, Madridejos, Bantayan, Borbon, Sogod, Katmon, Tabuelan, and Santa Fe.
DWDD National News.
And no focus crimes have been reported for 5 days in Cebu province after the devastating magnitude 6.9 earthquake in Bogo City. Philippine National Police Acting Chief Police Lieutenant General Jose Melencio Nartates Jr. said that based on the trend, Cebu has not reported any focus crimes for a week already since the September 30 quake. Focus crimes are offenses considered as serious in nature with sufficient frequency and regularity. These include the murder, homicide, physical injury, rape, robbery, theft, carnapping of motor vehicles, and carnapping of motorcycle.
Armed Forces Radio.
And from our report on the ground, let us hear the report of Mike about AFP chief warns corruption threatens military modernization efforts. Go, Mike.
Browner Jr. warned that the corruption in large-scale public projects, particularly in flood control, could undermine the military's modernization program. Speaking at the FOCA forum, he said inefficiencies and fund misuse in civilian sectors strain fiscal resources, limiting defense upgrades. With only 40 billion pesos allotted for modernization in 2025, General Browner said the AFP and Department of National Defense are exploring loans, land development, and revive local defense industries to bridge funding gaps. He urged stronger anti-corruption measures and new legislation to sustain a self-reliant, modern armed forces. This is Mike reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Mike.
DWDD National News.
For other national news, damage to roads and bridges affected by the 6.9 magnitude earthquake that rocked Cebu last September 30 has climbed up to 2.5 billion pesos. Department of Public Works and Highways Secretary Vince Dizon said the amount is expected to increase further after assessments on schools and hospitals have been completed. Dizon said the rehabilitation or permanent repair of assessed damaged roads and bridges and other infrastructure has started so they can be used again by the public. He then promised that they will do it fast, adding that the restoration and reconstruction of schools and hospitals is a priority.
DWDD National News.
On the other hand, fuel prices increased today. The per liter price of diesel went up by 80 centavos, gasoline by 20 centavos, and kerosene by 20 centavos. The increase is mostly due to the market reacting to Russia's recent oil export bans. Another factor is the United States' imposition of new oil sanctions against Iran.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more from Meljoyo. First Year G about 48 IB holds historic reunion at 5th ID honoring legacy and brotherhood.
Infantry Guardians Battalion recently celebrated a historic reunion at the headquarters of the 5th Infantry Division, marking a significant return to its former command home to celebrate its proud legacy, enduring unity and deep sense of brotherhood. The program commenced with a solemn wreath-laying ceremony at the Northern Troopers Memorial, a heartfelt tribute to the 48th Infantry Battalion members who made the ultimate sacrifice for the nation's peace and security. The reunion's program featured a compelling capability demonstration by the 5th Infantry Division Star Troopers, followed by an experience sharing session led by distinguished alumni, including former Colonel Remeo de Latre, a former commanding officer of the 86th Infantry Battalion. The day was also filled with camaraderie and various competitive activities, fostering fellowship among the different generations of Guardians. Major General Gulliver L. Señeres, the commander of the 5th Infantry Division and himself a former members of the 48th Infantry Battalion, emphasized the importance of unity and continuing the mission for the nation. Further, Major General Gulliver Señeres reflected that the gathering celebrates the journey that forged bonds deeper than duty, and that while he now serves as commander of the 5th Infantry Division, he stands there in kinship with his former unit. He also paid tribute to the retired Guardians whose dedication built the unit's honor and recognized the unwavering support of their spouses and families. This is Meljo Ignacio Oroco reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Maljoya, for CRG.
DWDD National News.
Meanwhile, House Speaker Faustino Bojidi III said that 1 million rice farmers will receive 7,000 each in direct cash aid under the 2026 national budget. He announced this during the hearing of the House Committee on Agriculture and Food and the Committee on Ways and Means. He said the distribution of cash aid shows the determination of the President to immediately respond to the suffering of farmers and simultaneously make long-term reforms. He added that they also asked the President that all forms of subsidies from the Department of Agriculture, like seed subsidy, will be given in cash so that farmers can easily and directly benefit from it.
DWDD National News.
House Speaker Faustino III appealed to the government's economic managers to restore the 35% tariff on imported rice to protect farmers. During the joint hearing of the House Committee on Agriculture and Food, he said the government should undertake reforms for the tariff to return to 35% from the current 15% as protection against the sudden influx of imported rice. He emphasized that the goal is to restore balance between keeping rice affordable for consumers and ensuring farmers earn a decent living. The joint hearing was attended by officials from the Department of Agriculture, Department of Finance, and Department of Trade and Industry and the Philippine Competition Commission, along with representatives from rice millers, traders, importers, and farmers group.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more updates from Kath about AFP marks 35th Code of Conduct anniversary, unveils 98-year logo.
Of the Philippines celebrated the 35th anniversary of its Code of Conduct at Camp Aguinaldo, Quezon City yesterday, led by AFP Chief of Staff General Romeo Browner Jr. The ceremony also launched the 90th AFP anniversary logo, themed Matatag na Sandatahang Lakas, Sandigan ng Bagong Pilipinas. General Browner highlighted the logo as a symbol of the AFP service, modernization, and defense commitment. He affirmed that the Code of Conduct remains the military's moral guide toward honor, service, and patriotism. This is Kat reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Kat.
DWDD National News.
The Judicial and Bar Council sent a short list of 7 nominees to Malacanang, from which President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. will choose the next ombudsman. In a letter dated October 6 and signed by Acting Supreme Court Chief Justice Marvic Leonin, the nominees in alphabetical order are Philippine Competition Commission Chairperson Michael Aguinaldo, Retired Court of Appeals Justice Stephen Cruz, Supreme Court Associate Justice Samuel Garlan, Deputy Executive Secretary for Legal Affairs Ana Liza Logan, Retired SC Justice Mario Lopez, Sandigan Bayan Associate Justice Michael Frederick Musngi, and Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla. The new ombudsman will take over the post vacated by Samuel Martires, whose term expired last July 27. The ombudsman has a fixed term of 7 years and could only be removed from office by way of impeachment.
DWDD National News.
The Philippine National Police said it is enhancing its security template for the November 30 protest to avoid a repeat of the riot that marred the September 21 rally in Manila. PNP Acting Chief Police Lieutenant General Jose Melencio Nartates Jr. said that by November or set to rally in the coming months, the PNP is ready. He added they are rationalizing and improving their template in this time of activity to secure. Trouble started in the Manila protest when an identified young man lit several tires on fire in front of a shipping container the authorities were using as an obstacle. Bottle paint rocks were thrown at the cops, who were forced to use their riot shields to protect themselves from the flying debris.
Armed Forces Radio.
And more updates from Ken. Civic leader hails AFP for dismissing coup rumors, upholding loyalty to Constitution. Go ahead, Ken.
Dr. Si Antonio Goycha, leader of several civic groups, praised the armed forces of the Philippines for rejecting destabilization rumors against President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s administration. He commended the AFP professionalism and unity amid false coup reports circulating online. Goycha stressed that corruption, not coup plots, is the true threat to national stability. He urged Filipinos to reject lies that aim to divide the nation and undermine democracy. This is Ken reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Ken.
Armed Forces Radio.
And on the other line, let's hear more from Marian about PNP Chief joins anti-FLCAC Exec Committee, vows stronger anti-insurgency role.
Acting Philippine National Police Chief Lieutenant General Jose Melencio Natrates Jr. took his oath as a member of the anti-FLCAC Executive Committee in Malacanang. He pledged to strengthen the police force's role in the national campaign to end local communist armed conflict. Natrates emphasized proactive policing, intelligence work, and community engagement to support peace and development. He reaffirmed the PNP's commitment to uphold human rights while ensuring effective law enforcement in conflict-affected areas. This is Marian reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Marian.
DWDD National News.
For our weather update, Pag-asa is closely monitoring a low-pressure area outside the Philippine Area of Responsibility, which may become a tropical depression in 24 hours. However, Pag-asa weather specialist Robert Badrina said that the LPA has a slim chance of entering the PAR. Meanwhile, he said at least 3 water systems were now affecting the entire archipelago with the northeasterly wind, bringing the cloudy skies with rains over Bicol region and Quezon province. Mindanao, Visayas, and Palawan will be experiencing cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms due to the intertropical convergence zone.
DWDD Armed Forces.
And that concludes today's broadcast, and thank you for tuning in, especially to our audience on AFP Radio, the DWDD's Facebook page. Be sure to join and catch us again tomorrow for more stories and updates, same time and same station. Once again, this is Rob Susan Abay for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Susan every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.